So today we are going to be talking about the lunar eclipse and full moon in Scorpio on today, because I'm uploading this today, May 5th, 2023 at 12:34 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Austin, Texas, so that's Central Time. Depending on where you are in the world, you might need to adjust the time, to to fit where you are. But here, 12:34 p.m. And I wanted to talk about this. I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff because it's like something everybody and their fucking mother talks about. So I don't tend to really talk that much about this kind of stuff, but I wanted to talk about this one just because of how personally to me, how much I'm feeling it. So I feel compelled to talk about it, but not just me. Like I know other people are fucking feeling it too. And I just want to ask, how are y'all doing? I hope y'all are good. Because shit feels kind of fucky here. Fucky. But that's okay, because seeing the fuckiness, feeling the fuckiness, can help you work through the fuckiness. Yeah. So the eclipses are taking place. This particular eclipse series started on November 19th of 2021. That was the first eclipse that took place along the Taurus-Scorpio axis. And the last eclipse along the Taurus-Scorpio axis will be on October 28th or 29th. I can't remember right now which one, but it's one of the two. It'll take place then in 2023. So about 6 months or so from now. A little under 6 months. So a major theme of this particular eclipse series, the eclipses along this axis, with the transiting south node in Scorpio, transiting north node in Taurus, has been Scorpio things, like purging. Purging is a massive thing. Scorpio and Taurus energy, they are similar in the sense that neither one of these sign energies want to really let things go. Neither one does. The difference is Taurus energy doesn't usually have like an instinctive push to let things go, so it won't. Whereas Scorpio energy, on the other hand, usually does know that it should let things go. It may not do that though, right? Like it doesn't want to let anything go either, but it does have that like instinctive knowing to let things go, that it should purge and release. Even if it doesn't want to do it, even if it doesn't always do it easily, even if it takes them a long time to do it, this energy does at least know that, whereas Taurus energy does not usually know that, because Taurus energy is more focused on like stability, security, comfort, and purging is none of those things. Purging things aren't, nothing about purging is comfortable or secure or stable. In fact, purging can feel downright fucking chaotic, which I do think Scorpio energy can have an affinity for chaos in a different way than, say, like Uranus, Aquarius energy can. But Scorpio energy is so deep, can be very tumultuous, can be very extreme. And I do think with those ideas in mind, there can be some chaos that is felt with Scorpio energy. Though I also find that Scorpio energy will feel more chaos when it doesn't release, when it doesn't purge. So I guess I'm saying that, like, right now, if any of y'all are feeling kind of chaotic or extreme or any of those sort of South Node Scorpio things, I might ask yourself if you're purging enough things that need to be purged. And this is a collective thing, like how this influences you in your natal chart depends on what the transiting south node is doing to your natal chart, right? Like if it's making an aspect with some planet or something, what house it falls in, it really does depend on what on what it's doing in your chart to make it personal. But usually, in most cases, there is something that needs to be purged. That does seem to be pretty, a very common theme here. And because we're on the last 5-6 months of this cycle, it's kind of like things that need to be purged. And obviously, I don't want to sound scary or ominous. Like, obviously, if you don't do all the purging by the time, October 28th, 29th rolls around, it's not like you can't ever do it. But with this eclipse series, you do kind of have the momentum to be able to purge things that need to be purged. And the things that need to be purged here are really things that are like, because the North Node, the transiting North Node is in Taurus. So it's like, what brings you security? What brings you stability? What brings you comfort? What helps you to survive? And not just survive, but fucking thrive. Because I do think that Taurus energy deals as much with survival as it does thriving. So it's like, what brings you this? What brings you these feelings? What do you fucking value? What do you value? Ask yourself, what do you value? And that's another question to ask with the South Node, transiting South Node in Scorpio. Are you perhaps not only the purging thing, but are you perhaps too wrapped up in other people's values, other people's resources, other people's money, other people's shit? That's also Scorpio stuff. Are you more wrapped up in that than you should be? Is that causing you chaos? Is that causing you for things to feel more extreme than they need to be? These are questions to ask. Perhaps this kind of stuff is stuff that could be purged as well. So I think the important thing to ask is what actually brings you security, stability, comfort. What do you value? Especially, and what makes you feel valuable yourself, right? What gives you a sense of self-value? Like, what makes you feel valuable as a person? I would think that could definitely play in if you have, like, I don't know, like, let's say you've got like the transiting North Node in your first house. That could totally play into like self-value. Same thing if you have it in like the second house, that could totally play in as well. So self-value could play in it all. I'm just giving you some ideas about, kind of how that could go. But I would, over the now and over the next 6 months, there is a momentum going that if any of these things need to be purged so that you can feel more secure, more stable, this should probably be done. And I say should, put it in quotes, because obviously you can do whatever the fuck you want. But I that does feel like it plays in. I'll show you the chart just so you can see it. Let me see. Okay, so this is the chart for the lunar eclipse. And we have don't pay attention to the houses because yeah. But the transiting South Node is in Scorpio, transiting North Node is in Taurus. We have Pluto squaring all of this. So there is a feeling of like an evolutionary punch to this. And this would be even more intensified if this square to the nodal axis and the North and South nodes are doing something to your natal chart, like conjuncting planets, that would amplify this. But there definitely feels like there is like an evolutionary push for this. And it might feel a little chaotic as the purging actually happens, but I think it feels more chaotic if things aren't being let go of that don't bring you security and stability. And oftentimes, these things that we think bring us security and stability, if we really think about it, they don't. They don't. They're comfortable. They're comfortable. They don't always bring us the sort of security and stability and comfort that we actually need. And I think these are the kinds of things that perhaps everyone should be thinking about right now, and not just right now, but over the next 6 months. I would also think back to November 19th of 2021, since that's when the first eclipse in this series on the Taurus Scorpio axis started. I would think about what was starting. I would also think about what maybe needed to be purged at that time. Maybe you were already starting the process of doing some sort of purging. You just think back to what was going on then. Because there can be, like, for the next 6 months, there might be a winding down with it, with whatever that is. And I don't know what it is because it depends on what it is for you personally, but there could be a feeling of winding down with it. That doesn't necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying that things that started on November 19th of 2021 should be purged. I'm not saying that, but I would think back to things that started, anything that may have started around November 19th of 2021, anything that started up, and think about if those things still bring you security, stability, comfort, if you still value it, if you feel like you're being valued. I would think about these things. And if that's not the case, if no is the answer to those questions, if they're not making you feel comfortable anymore, secure anymore, stable anymore, fucking purge them. Fucking purge them. And you can do it, you don't have to do it like now. But over now, from now through over the next 6 months, really consider purging them. If the answer to that question is yes, like you feel like those things do still bring you security, stability, comfort, all of this, then keep them in your life, but there is, regardless if you keep these things that may have started in November 19th of 2021, regardless if you keep them in your life or not, there is a need to transform here. And because of Pluto here squaring the nodal axis, that transformation is a big deal. And if that doesn't kind of feel like it's happening, then perhaps purging should be thought about again. I guess just don't get stuck, I guess is my point. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck, and try to make sure that, where you are, wherever that might be, is actually where you want to be, and not where you think you should be because somebody else values it, because whatever, what other Scorpio sorts of things. Just make sure it actually helps you, serves you. Also with Mercury's retrograde, it's sandwiched between the sun and the transiting north node, retrograde in Taurus. There is a feeling like this might feel like, Mercury retrograde can be noisy. And I feel like here, like, yes, when Mercury is retrograde, you do want to go inward, use your intuition, try to tune out the noise. But in this case, in Taurus, I almost feel like the best thing to do here is to get out of your fucking head and get into your body. Feel your body. Feel what your body is intuitively telling you. I almost like fuck what your mind says. That might be a little dramatic though. But get out of your head. Get out of your mind, get into your body. Taurus is a very physical sign. Very sensual sign, very material world, physical world sign. Get out of your fucking head, get into your body, feel your body, feel what your body needs intuitively. And I feel like that in and of itself could help tune out some of the noise in this particular case. And it does feel like it'll be noisy, today, for the, for just a little bit. Well, until Mercury goes direct again, and then the shadow period and all that shit. But especially for these next few days, it does feel like it'll be noisy. So yeah, getting out of your head and into your body seems like some good advice to give. I plan on taking that myself. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I just want to do something somewhat quick on this. You have any comments? Anything like that? Anything you want to share about this fucking eclipse? And full moon in Scorpio? Feel free to leave them below. You want me to read for you? Find me on my website. Put it at the link below, or put it in the description box, not in a link. It will be in a link. I don't know what I'm saying. My website will be in the description box below. And I hope y'all are doing okay. If things are kind of rough, it'll get better in a little bit. Hopefully, crossing fingers, toes, and eyes. All right. I will see y'all later.